I'll be paddling about 20 kilometres today, 21 I think. And I've got some big winds today, but for the most part they're going to be tailwinds, which is good. So there's the boat ramp I came back to last time, and I've just left from it. As you can see, it's a pretty windy day. Okay, well this might be a rare occasion that I can actually talk to the camera today. I found myself a little tiny break in the wind tucked around a corner quite close to some reeds. So there's dangerous wind warnings forecast for Adelaide today, although we are only supposed to get 30 to 40 kilometre an hour winds, which is still very strong, but as I said, they're going to be mostly tailwinds today. So sometimes a headwind, sometimes a tailwind, but the tailwind sections are a lot longer. I've got about 21 kilometres to go. I'll be going through Lock 4 and then finding a camp fairly soon after that. So it's about 10 o'clock. I've got to get to the lock before 4 o'clock. So 6 hours should be plenty. I've got a packed lunch today, so that's nice and easy. No need to heat up and wait for it to cook. So let's get a move on. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can tell how fast I'm moving, but I've hit the tailwinds, and I have this really lovely long straight to enjoy it now. There's no one on the river today. All the houseboats are tightly moored. I can see why. The wind's picking up more and more, and it is going to get stronger as the day goes on. Should make for an interesting paddle. Okay, the sign behind me is 534, which means I have done 103 kilometres now down the river. So that's the Willaballangaloo lookout. It's a National Trust conservation land. This is me not paddling. This is how fast I'm going sideways. Okay, so I've tucked into a small little hidey hole behind some reeds because that was a little bit stressful. My canoe's fairly loaded and I didn't think this through very well. And so when the waves come, if they lift the tail of my boat up, if they lift the stern of my boat up, then the bow starts going down. Oh dear. So it's actually easier to just go sideways and, you know, loose hips it all the way down and just get pushed down this stretch of the river. I've done that quite a few times in between paddling, and I'm still averaging 4Ks now, so good times. Starting to think maybe I should pull out and give this a crack again next weekend. I'll get to Martin's Bend anyway, easily, and I'll stop there for lunch and I shall reassess the situation, because I really don't want to go over. No one wants to go over, but it's mentally draining as much as it is physically. I actually think a single bladed paddle, like a canoe paddle, would have been better for today, because you're paddling on the same side so often. I'm getting rather wet, but never mind. Okay, break over, time to keep going. Okay, well, I've decided to err on the side of caution and I'm going to call it a day, in fact call it a weekend for this paddle. So I've made it to Martin's Bend, which is about 10 kilometres from where I started, I think. And yeah, it's too dangerous. I don't really want to flip. And there's a storm coming in as well, so it wasn't going to be a very pleasant evening. And given I have the chance and the choice, I've decided that's enough for today. I'm having to hold on to the grass because otherwise I'd be floating backwards at a rate of knots. Although not fast enough, because otherwise I would have just done that the whole way down all these straights. But because there's another one coming up that's just as long and the wind is increasing, just not a good idea. So I'll start from here next weekend. It's the long weekend next weekend, so I'll be out for a few days and see how far I get then. Fingers crossed for a slightly better weather forecast.